dog is considered man's best friend, right? Islamically speaking, we don't view dogs as our enemies, okay? They are not like shaitan or iblis, okay? Now we have to remember one thing. If you review all the hadith regarding dogs and what the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is, it's very clear that, if you torture any dog or any animal for that matter, what's going to happen? You might end up in hell. Isn't that true? You remember that hadith about the lady who locked the cat, right? And she didn't let her go, and the cat died because of no food. So she was torturing the cat, and because of that she went to hellfire. So, just because dogs are filthy doesn't mean that you go around torturing it. This can become a cause for us to go in Jahannam, okay? And also, if you remember another hadith about a woman who was very sinful, right? She was a prostitute and she had so many sins, and she was so thirsty, and she went into the well and she drank water, and she came out, she saw a dog who was very thirsty and was licking the soil because of that thirst. So she had mercy on the dog, and she went and took water in her shoes and came out, and she helped the water drink from that water, from the shoes, and the dog, satisfied with the bucket of water or the water inside that shoes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgave her sins, all sins. So this is a dog, you see here. So dog can become a cause of hell or paradise, okay? No matter how good you are or how bad you are, depending on how your behavior is, things can change, okay? But the thing here is that in dogs, we cannot keep dogs at home, okay? This is something that has to be clear. And our Islamic law, it says something is not allowed based on some reasoning. It just doesn't randomly say. There is a reasoning, there is a wisdom behind it. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave us this ruling. And whether it makes sense or not, we follow it. But in this case of dogs, it's very clear why it is haram. Because of the diseases and all, we will see. And there are a lot of harm because of that. Even though you might find a lot of benefits, there is a problem with it. So, related to the prohibitions, first, keeping in the house itself is wrong. And also, what about selling it? I don't keep it in my house, but I have a business. I'll keep non-Muslims and let them run the business, because dogs are very popular in this part of the country. I'll make good money. Can we do business with dogs? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that no. And Sahih al-Bukhari, he said he forbade accepting the price of a dog. So you cannot get involved in the business. So anything that is haram, we cannot use it as a business commodity, okay? That has to be clear. I'm going to talk about a lot of issues related to dog, and then I'll take questions, inshallah. There are some exceptions when dogs might be permissible for us to keep. What are those exceptions? What hadith do we find, or what the scholar's opinion do we find? First thing is hunting. For somebody who wants to keep a dog for hunting. Not just any dog. You can't say, oh, I'm keeping a dog because I go on hunting, and that dog has to be a trained dog, trained for hunting. Now what happens, this dog, hunting dog is a special dog, if you tell the dog, go get that bird for me, I killed it, right? So that dog, if it's not trained, it's going to go and take that bird, for example, and by the time it comes to you, it's half eaten, okay? But the trained dog, it's very, very clever. It knows that until my master takes it and feeds me by himself, I'm not going to eat it. So that's how it's trained. So those are called hunting dogs. Permissible reason is for farming, or for livestock, guarding the livestock. Somebody has sheep or something, or you are scared that somebody might come and steal it, or maybe a wolf or things like that. So for protection or for guarding or farming, even that they have a use in the farming, that is okay, that is an acceptable reason. But again, this has to be outside of your house, not inside the house. And another thing is a general guard for your house for limited cases, very exceptional cases. Like Ibn Uthaymeen rahmatullah alayhi, he said that if you can keep it outside your house, you don't have a farm and you don't really go hunt, you can still keep it as a guard, only if you are very concerned about the security of your house and your family. For example, if we are scared that a thief is coming here, what do? We call 911 and the police is going to be here, right? So we have that kind of security. But if you live in like outskirts of some place and you know by the time you call 911 and they come here, it's going to be an hour, there's a problem with that place, right? So in those cases, they said exceptional situation, a situation of necessity, you can keep a dog, and if you're scared, because those kind of remote places, there's more problem, there's more chances of theft, robbery, and things like that. Okay, so the exception, that's the exception they made. Now let's look into actual reasons why it is prohibited. What happens if we keep the dog in our house? Loss of rewards, loss of good the hasanat. A hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, whoever keeps a dog, except a dog that is trained for hunting or a dog for herding livestock, his reward will decrease each day by 2 qirats. Qirat is like a huge amount of good deeds. You know, we use the same example of qirat in which other hadith or which other scenario? You get a janazah. If you pray janazah, you get how much rewards? Qirat, huge amount of rewards. And if you go and follow until the burial, you get 2 qirats. So you do all the hard work, you get all the hasanat, and then you get the dog in your house, you will lose all those rewards from you. You know, we struggle to do all these little good deeds, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying that just for one day, that 2 qirats of reward will be taken out, and some hadith 1 qirat. Well, that's just one day. Each day 2 qirats are going out from your account. So that's a problem. And because anything, whenever we say decrease in rewards, it means it's a sin. Okay, it's a common understanding. So you cannot keep it at all. So you become a sinful person. Now, other thing is blessings are gone because of keeping a dog. It's another hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, the angels do not enter a house in which there is a dog. Okay, angels do not enter. What happens if angels do not come or not come? What's the difference for us? The shayateen are not going to be there in the house. The mercy will come. The blessings of Allah will be more. Anytime a good angel, anytime an angel comes in your house, you feel that difference. Okay, he comes with the mercy. There will be more love. There will be more financial blessing, or any blessing you can say, it's going to be there in the house. But if angels do not come, you will start to see, why is my house, there are a lot of fights, why do we have all these stress in the house, things like that. That happens whenever there is a loss of blessings. Okay, and also you know, the dogs, related to dogs, I do not know of any animal in this entire animal kingdom for which there is so much of strict rules regarding cleaning. Dog is the only animal, it is said that you have to wash 7 times. If it licks you, if it licks the vessel or anything, you have to wash it 7 times, that vessel. It's not said for any animal. So because of this strict reason, that's why it is said that you cannot keep it in your house. It's subhanAllah, dealing with, you might have seen some converts, right, who convert from Christianity to Islam, and they have this dog. I feel very sorry for them. It's, you know, it's very difficult for them, because when that love it happens, you know, whether it's a camel or a horse or anything, and you stayed for a long time, that emotion gets developed, it's very difficult. But you know, you have to keep all these things in perspective. So many rewards going away, it's a problem. And even it's even greater than pig, actually, as we see how we clean dogs in Najah. And many scientists, many doctors, scholars, they said that it carries a lot of diseases. That's the whole problem. A lot of bacteria, they say the Pasturella, that kind of bacteria that gets on you because of dog's saliva or feces, that's a problem. It can easily cause all these problems in the lungs, the tapeworms development and all those things. Yeah, the people take care of it, but at the end, no matter how much you take care of it, the diseases are there. That's perfectly all right. Even if, you want to show kindness to animals, like some people do patting of the dog and hold them and all those things. That is all okay, unless you know that it transfers onto your clothes, the impurity. Because dogs, their saliva, their form of excretion, they don't have like sweat like we do, like our other animals do. The only way they take their chemicals out is through their saliva. Okay, so that's the reason. So that's why you can touch the dog, it's not a problem. But if dog saliva is on the skin, then it can get onto you. But the dog's hair itself, it's not najis. Dog itself is not najis, but because of that saliva, because of the excretion that happens through saliva, everything becomes impure, the skin or whatever it touches. That's the whole problem. I have a question, bro.
You said that selling is haram, so is buying bad?
Yeah, well, if you are using it for a legitimate purpose, right, for hunting, for example, then it is okay. But if you're keeping it in a house, then yeah, buying is haram in that case, and also keeping in the house, you get two sins there. Okay? Yes, Brad.
What if you're buying it for a non-Muslim friend?
Yeah, you cannot get involved in any financial transactions related to that. You cannot give them as a gift even. So same thing as, can we buy our friend an alcohol, a bottle of alcohol? We can't, because anything that is haram, we cannot get involved in financial transactions. It's called an invalid contract, anything that involves haram thing. How do we go about cleaning the najasa? The way we clean it is wash it 7 times. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said in a hadith in Muslim, Sahih Muslim, the purification of the vessel of one of you, if a dog licks it, is to wash it 7 times, the first time with dust. Okay? So not just 7 times with anything. He said that the very first time what you do, it takes some soil and put a little bit of water in it, and and then vessel or pot, whatever you have, clean it with that first very well, and then put water on it. Okay? Or if you have
basically these days, like some detergent or some
any chemical agent can do the first time job. Yeah, basically that's the same thing. But so you see here the severity here. He's also saying 7 times plus first time it has to be soil. So he knew, Rasulullah was taught by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is a problem with dog's saliva. You have to be careful. There is no other animal with that kind of ruling. So do we have the mention of dog in Quran?
Yes.
Which surah?
Surah Kahf.
Very good. We read it every Friday, Surah Al-Kahf. So, small amount of impurities, a small amount of najas. Like, what if I have like very small amount, or if I have a lot of impurity on my clothes and I clean it, try it as much as I can, but then still there might be some little bit here and there. So the scholar said that's very small amount of impurities, they are overlooked. The basic rule is you try your best, do as much as you can, but it's not that strict that, I found little bit there and your salah is not going to be valid. It's not that strict. So you try your best. Okay, you cannot get 100% purity sometimes. Even the washing that we do after we go to bathroom, you cannot say it's like 100%. We can do probably 99.9%, but the basic rule is you try as much as you can to clean and purify yourself. Okay? And now other thing is the forgetfulness. If he, like somebody wore his clothes and he prayed salah, and then later on he finds out that 2 hours ago I prayed that salah, and that on my clothing I had najas. Do I need to repeat that prayer? The answer is no, you do not have to repeat, because at the time of praying you did not know that there was najas on it. Okay? So it is okay. And how do we say this rule? Because this happened to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One time he was praying and companions were praying behind him, the Sahaba radiallahu anh. And while he was praying, Jibreel alayhi salam came to him, and he said that there was an impurity, there was some najas on his shoes. So what did he do? He removed the shoes, and then he continued praying. He did not break his salah, nor did he repeat the salah from the beginning. He continued from where he left. So basically the rule is, if you forgot or if you did not know that there was najas, it is still okay. You can continue from where we left, and you do not have to repeat it. And doubts, we mentioned that if anytime you have a doubt, don't worry about it. So I see some people, they are so much stressed out. Oh, I don't know this is najas or not. I don't know if my clothes are clean or not. Maybe there is some little bit of najas at the bottom of my clothes. So they stress so much. The reason, the ruling here is that Islam is not that difficult. I told you about the general rule, the principle that scholars mentioned, that certainty overcomes doubt. Okay, if you are certain it is najas, then you clean it. If you are doubtful, then you do not do anything to it. It's okay. That permission is given to us. Inshallah, our salah will be accepted.